Here we have some ugly play. The player in blue has pushed the ball too far ahead of himself. The player in white attempts to shepherd the ball off the back of the pitch and is shoved unceremoniously into the hoardings. A good shove in the back. This, I think, deserves a long yellow. I think the aggressive follow-up and the threatening behaviour here tips it over to a red, and it should have been a red card. There's no hint of apology there for what he's done. If he had been pushed into the hoardings, he would have gone ballistic. This incident is accidental or impetuous, but very, very silly, very dangerous. Although the number 25 is quite badly injured, he might be said to be fortunate that that stick didn't hit him in the face. This incident involves the Dutch international Verga a couple of years ago in the EHL. It was caused by the actions of the block tackler who knocked his own player into the shoulder of Verga, and he reacted angrily, instinctively, flung his stick out behind him, caught the innocent opponent in the mouth, and as I recall, he broke his jaw, but he certainly cost him all the teeth on his lower jaw on one side. Verga received a red card for this from his association and was suspended, I believe, for 3 matches. Even though, in complete contrast to our original example, he didn't intend to do that and was immediately sorry that he had done so. Here is another example of deliberate offence. I'm told that this might be a chip flat, but to me it looks like an edge hit. Why unnecessarily use a stroke that looks like an illegal stroke? And here we have obstruction. The player in red and white quite clearly turns to positions to be himself between his opponent and the ball. More obstruction. And more obstruction. One, two obstruction offences. Even slowed down, it's difficult to tell whether the ball is played deliberately into the defender there or accidentally deflects into the defender off the attacker's stick. Either way, the umpire immediately awards a penalty corner, and I can't see what for. Had the ball not hit the defender, it would have deflected off the attacker's stick straight to the stick of one of the 2 defenders behind him. I can't see any advantage gained there. No reason to award a penalty corner at all. As with the Hockey League in the Netherlands, the Premier League in England starts its highlights with repetition of penalty corners without ever informing the viewer what their penalty corner was awarded for. This is boring. To me, the interesting aspect of hockey is watching running and passing movements, how space is created. There's a little of that in a penalty corner, but watching repeats of penalty corners at the beginning of a highlight program is not interesting at all. So open play begins, of course, with an obstruction. Imposing a body between the opponent and the ball, shielding it. And then we have the player stand by, forcing the ball into an opponent's feet in the expectation of the award of a penalty corner, and the umpiring failure in awarding that corner. When the ball is intentionally played into an opponent's feet, there's no need for the award of a penalty corner, and players should not be expecting the award of a corner in these circumstances. The free ball is taken, obstruction, and play on. Another penalty corner, no reason given for awarding it, it just occurred. Very soft goal. Two penalty corners, no explanation for either of them. Very clear example of ball shielding, obstruction by ball shielding. But no surprise that the umpire is completely unaware of the offence. Unexplained penalty corner. Interesting, because the ball propelled towards the goal was hit or slapped from outside the circle, and if the deflected ball had been above backboard height, the goal would not have counted. It happened that a low deflection went into the goalkeeper's pad, so the problem didn't arise. And now the men. Start with a third-party obstruction. And here we have two examples of the now standard turning to impose the body, shielding and shunting across the face of an opponent. These are invisible to umpires. The player in red cannot be obstructed from that position, and that is a contact foul by the player in red. Standard foul, imposing the body between the player and the ball, shielding it across the front of him. Obstruction. Another award of an unexplained penalty corner. And yet another. And here we have the very beautiful tactic of shielding the ball in the corner, obstruction. Showing the entire highlight of this game, because they didn't show very much of it. There is of course the standard turning, backing in obstruction here. Backs into his opponent, moves away from his opponent to make space to shoot, puts the ball in the goal, and the goal is awarded. Invisible obstruction. The next two games were shown with a single camera over one of the goals, far back over one of the goals in fact. It's not really possible to see what's going on in any detail, especially at the far end of the pitch. Same with this game. Close in action can be seen. No idea at all what's going on at the far end of the pitch.